The morning of December 1st, 1948, dawned like any other on Somerton Beach in Adelaide, Australia. The sun rose slowly, casting a golden hue over the tranquil waters and the soft, sandy shore. Beachgoers strolled along the sand, enjoying the fresh morning air and the gentle sound of the waves lapping at the shore. Children splashed in the surf, their laughter mingling with the cries of seagulls overhead. But that sense of normalcy was shattered by a chilling discovery that would haunt the beach for years to come. A man lay dead on the beach, his body found near the water's edge. He was dressed in a suit, an unusual sight for a beachgoer. He was well dressed, but something was off. He had no identification, no wallet, no ID card, nothing to tell who he was. His pockets contained only a few odd items, cigarettes, matches, and a used bus ticket. These items only deepened the mystery. The man's death itself was a mystery. The cause remained elusive, with no clear signs pointing to what had happened. There were no signs of violence on his body, no bruises, no cuts, nothing to indicate foul play. No one had seen him alive on the beach. It was as if he had appeared out of nowhere, only to meet his end. He became known as the Somerton Man, a nameless enigma at the heart of a growing puzzle. The police were baffled, unable to piece together the fragments of his life. They released photographs of the man, hoping someone would recognize him, hoping for a clue that would break the case wide open. Days turned into weeks, but the dead man's identity remained a mystery. The sands of time continued to slip away with no answers in sight. The case took a stranger turn when investigators discovered a small hidden pocket in the Somerton man's trousers, a detail that had been overlooked. Inside they found a tiny piece of paper, carefully folded and tucked away. It had been torn from a book, and on it were printed the words "Tamam shud," a phrase that would soon become infamous. The phrase, they would soon learn, meant finished or ended in Persian, adding a layer of intrigue to the already perplexing case. Was this a cryptic suicide note? A final message from a man who wanted to disappear? Or was there something more sinister at play? The questions lingered, casting a long shadow over the serene beach. The Tamam Shud note sent chills down the spines of the investigators. It was a cryptic clue that seemed to hold the key to a baffling mystery. It was like something out of a spy novel, a tale woven with intrigue and secrecy. The case, once a puzzling death, now hinted at espionage and secret messages. The investigators were drawn deeper into a web of enigma. The police launched a nationwide search for the book from which the note had been torn. They believed it was crucial to solving the case. They scoured libraries and bookstores, hoping for a match. Every lead was pursued with relentless determination. Weeks later, a man came forward with a startling discovery. His revelation would change the course of the investigation. He had found a copy of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, a collection of Persian poetry, discarded in his car. This was no ordinary book. The book's last page, where Tamam Shud would have appeared, was missing. This missing piece was a tantalizing clue. Could this be the source of the mysterious note? The investigators were hopeful yet cautious. Excitement rippled through the investigation. The discovery of the book reignited their hopes. The book held the potential to unlock the Somerton man's secrets. But the mystery deepened with every new finding. Inside the cover of the Rubaiyat, investigators found faint pencil markings. These markings were barely visible but crucial. They looked like a code, a jumbled sequence of letters. Each letter seemed to hold a piece of the puzzle. Could this be a message from the Somerton man? Or perhaps a clue left by someone else? Or a cipher leading to his identity? The possibilities were endless and perplexing. The code became a focal point of the investigation, tantalizing and frustrating in equal measure. It was a riddle that demanded to be solved. The Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam is a collection of poems that celebrate life, love, and the ephemeral nature of existence. Its themes of mortality and the unknown seem to resonate with the Somerton man's enigmatic demise. The discovery of the book, with its missing page and cryptic code, sent investigators down a rabbit hole of literary analysis and code breaking. Experts were called in to decipher the strange markings. They pored over the code, trying different methods to unlock its secrets. Theories abounded. Some believed it was a simple substitution cipher, where each letter represented another. Others suspected a more complex code, perhaps one used by spies or secret societies. Despite their best efforts, the code remained unbroken. The Somerton man seemed to have taken his secrets to the grave, leaving behind a trail of tantalizing clues that only deepened the mystery. The Rubaiyat connection, once a beacon of hope, now seemed like another layer of intrigue in a case full of dead ends. Section 4. The unidentified man. Who was the Somerton man? This question haunted investigators from the beginning. His lack of identification, combined with the strange clues, fueled endless speculation. Some theorized he was a World War II veteran, suffering from amnesia or PTSD. Others believed he was a drifter, passing through town when tragedy struck. The absence of a name only amplified the mystery. Without an identity, it was impossible to trace his movements, his relationships, or his past. Every lead seemed to evaporate into thin air. The Somerton man remained an enigma, a ghost story whispered on the windswept beaches of Adelaide. The lack of answers only fueled the public's imagination. Theories about the Somerton man's identity ran wild. Was he a spurned lover, a secret agent, a victim of a Cold War conspiracy? The possibilities seemed endless, limited only by the imagination. Section 5. Was he a Cold War spy? The Cold War was in its infancy in 1948, casting a long shadow of suspicion across the globe. Nations were on edge, and the fear of espionage was palpable. The Somerton man's case, with its whispers of secret codes and international intrigue, seemed to fit neatly into this atmosphere of paranoia. The mysterious circumstances surrounding his death only added to the speculation. Could he have been a spy, operating in the shadows of a world on the brink of conflict? The idea isn't as far-fetched as it might seem. The Tamam Shud note, with its connection to the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, hinted at a possible link to the Soviet Union. This cryptic clue has baffled investigators for decades. The book was popular among intellectuals in both the East and West, bridging cultural divides during a time of great tension. Some speculated that it could have been used to conceal messages between operatives, a common tactic in the world of espionage. The code found inside the book only fueled these suspicions. Experts have tried to crack it, but its meaning remains elusive. Adding to the intrigue was the Somerton man's physical appearance. His well-groomed look and tailored clothing suggested he was no ordinary man. He was described as being in excellent physical condition, almost as if he had undergone rigorous training. With some suggesting he possessed the bearing of a military man, it raised questions about his background. Could this have been the result of specialized training? Perhaps he was more than just a civilian. The possibility, however remote, was enough to keep the spy theory alive. The mystery endures, captivating the imagination of those who seek the truth.